All rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, this is a regular meeting.
You want to announce your chair?
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to read a statement from the county. Effective today, March 17th, 2020, Atchison County will be limiting public access to Atchison County departments and offices to take preventative measures designed to reduce the spread of the coronavirus illness. We are making arrangements to adjust services to be in the best interest of the employees and citizens of Atchison County, and following the interim guidance as provided by K.S.A and the CDC. Information on these changes of service will be posted on the Atchison County website and Atchison County Facebook page very soon. There have been no confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Atchison County, so please follow the Atchison County Health Department for official updates regarding COVID-19.
You want to close that door, sir? Please, thank you.
Okay. With that, we'll go into public comment. We have Mr. Neiman. Are you here for public comment?
Yes.
Okay. Did you want our road superintendent here when you commented, or?
Well, did he go out and drive the roads?
Well, he's been been on all the roads, so yes.
Greeley Road from the county line north 1 mile is extremely bad. There's no rock. It's broke through several places. And there's some places that need, a 20-yard stretch. It needs 4 or 5 ton to fill in the potholes and have that packed in. And I just want to know what the plan is. I called you the other day and I offered that I would haul rock free of charge. The county would pay for it. I understand that would set a precedence, although you have hired private contractors before to haul rock.
I think the big things on that is insurance. If they're contracted out, has proof of insurance as a business, people with private vehicles that do it, and if something happened to wreck, there would be, am I right, Pat? That would open up a.
It's very well could. But
I mean, we talked about it, but that was one of our main concerns right there.
Well, then, what is the plan? In the past 5 years, taxes have gone up substantially, and services. I don't think people would mind paying taxes if they saw something for them, an improvement, and we just don't have it. I mean, the potholes and the lack of rock and lack of grading, and what is the plan?
We've been working on. Joe, do you want to address that, or do you?
I just took over Eric, and we've been trying to get some more employees. We've completely rolled over on employees, so we're all young, so we have to train them. So it's going to take long. My plan is to try to get the roads back up in condition, but it took a long time to get here. It's going to take a long time to get back where we need to be, and they're all the same. There isn't one difference from northeast to southwest. The west, I think, is a little bit worse, but that's all we can do is try to get better.
I mean,
and training the guys and getting them. We have 0 operators from last year on the blade. We've got one that's done it before, and we're trying to train some more. So it's going to take time. I understand how the roads are. It's just going to take us some time to get the people and the resources to get them back where they need to be.
At one time, I was a proponent of a countywide road system. But the township roads are in a lot better shape right now. Right north of me is Center Township a mile, and then Benton Township takes over. And they're really not too bad. They put a lot of rock on, and they have a crown. But We haven't had any rock on that for a long time. I would say that mile ought to have 200 ton of rock to maintain it back up to where it should be. And like I said, there's a 20-foot section. It ought to have 4 or 5 ton right there, and filled in potholes that deep, and maintain that. But I mean, it's beginning to be a hazard to drive on. So
I was on your road this morning. I drove it.
down there on that by that bridge, it's tough to get through.
Don't take it the wrong way. I wish that was the worst road we had. So there are roads worse, is what I'm saying. I can't remember which road it was. I went up Hamilton because I'd had a complaint on Hamilton, and then I went east, and there was places where it was pretty good, and then you run into maybe a half-mile stretch where sideways and everything with my car. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
This is just my opinion. I think you ought to pay your operators, $25, $30 an hour. Get somebody that's going to make a career out of it, that's going to get good at it, and that will stay with you. At I don't know what it is, $10, $12 an hour. Somebody's going to be there a couple months and move on, like you've seen. Put your resources in your people that are going to make a career to stay with you and do a good job and be in there for the long haul.
Any questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Any other public comment? Minutes. Did everybody have a chance to read the minutes from last week's meeting?
I see no corrections, Mr. Chairman.
I make a motion to approve.
I second that, excuse me.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Okay. Commissioner comments and committee reports.
Jack?
Well, I will tell you that I have 2 meetings this week, but they've both been canceled. I think we need to keep working towards the goals. We have social distancing. It looks like that room there is pretty packed. It's social distancing, so I don't know what our solution might be. So I don't have anything else.
Okay, we did have a meeting Saturday that we had a special meeting that dealt with the coronavirus, talked with the health department, local schools. It was a very good discussion. The minutes are not ready for that yet. They'll be on next week. Okay, so that will be, but it was a very good meeting.
I have a couple meetings coming up after the first of the month, but chances are they'll probably be canceled or set later on, I'm gonna guess.
I'm scheduled to meet with NECAP Thursday evening. Talk is that we will probably have a phone meeting. Haven't heard the details yet back on that. Okay, elected officials, department heads. You're here for that?
I was here for any questions that might come up with emergency management's portion of the meeting, so I have nothing specific to me.
All right. Wes is not in here, so he is going to be here to present that, or should I go ahead and?
I think he's not going to be here.
Eric, I think you were supposed to present it.
Okay. COVID. This is the COVID-19 Public Health Emergency Resolution number 2020-1464. Whereas on the 17th day of March 2020, the Board of County Commissioners of Atchison County, Kansas declared there was a state of local public health emergency in Atchison County, Kansas, resulting in potential or occurring pandemic known as COVID-19 in Atchison County, Kansas, and whereas such conditions endanger the public health, safety, and welfare of persons within the borders of Atchison County, Kansas. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Atchison County, Kansas, that the state of local public health emergency in Atchison County, Kansas, declared on the 17th day of March 2020 shall continue and remain in effect until 60 days unless terminated earlier. That the response and recovery aspects of all local disaster plans which are applicable to Atchison County, Kansas, and shall initiate the rendering of aid and assistance thereunder. That any rights or powers lawfully exercised or any actions taken pursuant to local disaster emergency plans shall continue and have full force and effect as authorized by law for 60 days unless modified or terminated in the manner prescribed by law. Resolved by the Board of County Commissioners this day with resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Atchison County, Kansas, this 17th day of March 2020. Do I have a motion to accept to pass this?
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Pass 3-0. And there's 3 copies of this? 2. Sign off.
Will you be able to come in at some date and sign off on this check to the courthouse?
Well, to let everybody know that I'm at home because
At
I've decided that
2 weeks.
it's best prudent for the quarantine, self-quarantine, so it would be
Okay. She probably needs this. Excuse me as well, don't you?
We don't need that.
Well, she will. She's gonna do the minutes. Oh, you have it?
Okay, new business before the board. Northeast Kansas Environmental Services. Coming up. No questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are here for our annual update for our 2019 activities for County of Atchison. John Heston is here as well. I'll go through the top part. It's mostly the administrative part, and then Logan and John will address the bottom activities. In 2019, we permitted 31 new systems, new wastewater systems, and the overwhelming majority of those are for new systems. You know, someone just calls up, we're either building a house or, we want to upgrade our systems. So those were permitted. There may have been a couple that were found as failing through evaluations initiated by realtors and whatnot to upgrade the wastewater system to bring it up to code. But so we had 31 new permits in 2019. That's up from 17 in 2018. So we're very pleased that those increased from 2018 to 2019. Then we completed 22 systems, and we consider a system completed when we issue the final use permit. Either the septic system has been completed with a drawing, or if it's a lagoon, the lagoon has a fence around it. So we were able to give that final use permit to the property owner to allow them to go ahead and use that wastewater system. And some of those include 2019 permitted systems as well as 2018 permitted systems. Then we did 6 property resale evaluations. Like if you're selling your property, realtor or the homeowner called us up and said, will you check this wastewater system, to let the buyer know that it's in good shape. So we did 6 of those in 2019 and up from only 2 in 2018. So we tripled that number, which was very pleasing. Then we checked 1 well in 2019 versus 0 in 2018. So with the emergence of all the rural water districts that are, through the rural areas, a lot of people aren't using their wells anymore, so we don't do a lot of checks on wells anymore. So, Logan, I'll let you and John take care of the next section.
Yeah, I think the top one, that was taken care of as far as I know. One other one, the one on Country Club Road, that system was dyed. with the dye. There was nothing that got into that ditch down below. I know that's all a mess in there, but that, I watched that for 2 to 3 weeks and kept checking, and there was never any dye it got. So there's a wastewater system in there, so it was not getting to the creek, so that was taken care of.
That was actually a different one than the country club issue that we've had historically for the last couple of years.
Oh,
This
okay.
was a different address than what the one with all the livestock, you know, the animals, ducks, chickens, those kinds of things. This is a different address from that one, so.
Okay.
Go ahead, John.
Let's see, what other one did I work on? I think, well, I don't know where we're at. On the next to the last one, discussions and meetings with the city of Atchison regarding the private wastewater within the city limits. Tell you what, that's a whole ballgame right there.
Is that the,
At the airport.
yeah.
There's
No,
a lot.
No,
I mean,
it's the annexed areas that were brought
Little
into the city of
Waldenmuth, I
Action.
think was,
Allen Bellevue or whatever
Yes.
it is out there,
Mhm.
all in nice homes, nice area. We fixed one and the people got a permit, we did it. They do not have to come through us and get a permit. It's in the city limits. We
Mhm.
have no jurisdiction unless they ask us. My only thing is, we're gonna have issues someday. The city they're gonna have to figure it out because those systems are getting old. They're not gonna last forever.
small lots.
Small lots, some horribly small. There's swimming pools. They put all in-ground pools. They've taken up any area that you possibly could do something. I'm just here. It's going to be a nightmare someday, and I don't know where it's going to all go. I'm probably going to be retired before they get to it, but it actually is going to be for the city and for everybody involved. It's just going to be quite a mess. So.
Mhm. Yeah, and again, we have no jurisdiction there, so
Yeah.
Right.
I did have a conversation with Mike Steck about it, but there's
Personally,
with no power over the situation, it was just, we discussed it. We had a good
and
discussion.
personally, I guess we work okay with them, but it sure could be a lot better. I'll tell you that. It's not
Mhm.
the best
Mhm.
working. They're really what they need to do is hire somebody like, not us, but a person with knowledge. But if they have engineers, they can go do a lot of that without going through us.
Mhm.
They just have to, it's all sad because then people have been taxed through there to get a central sewer and it wasn't done. So really I've told Martha, our best bet would not even to be brought into it
Mhm.
and just let them do it and let them handle it all. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any remedy for that. Pat, do you have any?
No, well, it's the city's issue.
Yeah.
I'm confident they'll deal with it.
We've had discussions at different conferences, wastewater conferences that we've gone to, and it's not unique to just Atchison or this county. Salina, Wichita, those areas, annex areas in with private wastewater systems. And most of the time they get a memo, like an agreement between the city and whoever takes care of the sanitation services for the county, some sort of an agreement in place between the two entities to allow either, allow the sanitation, like the environmental services to go in as the county or as us, Northeast Kansas Environmental Services. But there needs to be some sort of official agreement in place to allow us to go in because our boundary is by that city limits. And so, they would need to put something in place to allow us to come in and do the work in that
Because
regard.
isn't all of them on, what's the road it goes through?
Country Club?
No,
Pratt?
Pratt. Is that in the county?
No, Pratt's in the county.
Okay. I mean, that's bad enough. We deal with them. We've probably done, 10 to 15, or I have since my short time, replace systems through there. See, all of them are all on. And there is some small lots, there is some nice size lots, but that's a big enough nightmare, let alone getting involved with what's going on with what is in the city limits. So we have our work cut out with all the way up through Pratt. Yes, all of them are on wastewater systems on site. So
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get an agreement in place, but we just mostly want to bring it to your attention that that's taken up some of our time, here in the last 6 months or so. It was late summer, early fall when they called us up about a couple of issues. So Logan, I'll let you speak to.
I'm going off Highway 116, just trash blowing. I went by, first end of last year maybe, and it didn't look bad there. There are seasonal decorations out, but other than that, I didn't see any trash or debris. Going back, coming this way today, there was more things out. I wouldn't say it's bad yet, but it could have unraveled, I guess. So we're in the process of getting letters and that taken care of. So.
Okay.
And then we've got a list of complaints that we've been working with Mr. Henderson about, all the junkyards and stuff. We've sent some letters out. We've checked most of the properties, but not all. We've just kind of been pecking away at them as we go along. And so we've been in conversation with Mr. Henderson about getting a plan of action moving forward for those that are not getting cleaned up with, that have been notified. So,
Can we get more aggressive on those without going to zoning?
Yeah, zoning doesn't have anything to do with this at all.
Well, I mean the junk.
It's
It's a mess.
doesn't have anything to do with under the resolution that the commission adopted. It doesn't have anything to do with the zoning. Completely separate issue. So
I don't know how it happened. A lot of places coming in on 59 have got better.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, there's one place with a lot of metal junk and stuff there, but overall, there's a mobile home sitting in there, but there's not what it used to be, all of that big long stretch. So that, I don't know what that has been done in the past. I don't know if Dennis handled that, but the ones that I've been to on Rollins Road, some of them that I've done, they are a nightmare and they just get worse. Every time you go back, there is, and we send letters there. Hopefully Pat, he's going to start taking care of it.
That would be in the city limits, and the city could take care of those problems.
Which one, on 59?
depends on which side of the road they're on.
I think on the south side of the
South
road.
side
both
is ours.
sides.
not all the way out there.
No, they can take care of a lot of them.
Okay. Well, it's got better. It looks a little better coming into Atchison there than what it used to 5 years ago. I'll put it that way. So, but
And then we've been working on changing the environmental and sanitation codes. There hasn't been a lot of progress in the last few months, but I have been in conversation with Mr. Henderson. We're moving forward. So the next step is going to be getting a community, and I say community, a county-wide community meeting to allow them input for our proposed changes. It's going to be about 8 or 10 people, so we may need to wait a little bit to get that meeting in place due to the restrictions with from the state of any gatherings. So I will have all the people in place to where when that is opened back up, we should be able to get moving on getting that meeting arranged and get their input, and then hopefully get these proposed changes on KDHE. I'm assuming you guys have all read the proposed environmental sanitation changes and you're okay with them? Okay. All right. Well, we will continue forward then. So.
Okay.
I have a comment. The Highway 59 corridor is also city limits of Atchison, correct?
Well, one side is at City of Atchison, on the south side was county. At least some of that's just been recently annexed, so I'm not for sure exactly what has been
I know
annexed.
they annexed, cleared out what used to be the Full Moon Saloon. They annexed all the way past the up to the our facility there.
Our ambulance facility.
Yeah, so that most of that 59 is within the city limits of Atchison. I know they haven't moved their city limits sign, but I think most of that's inside the city limits.
Well, that's good to know. Is that something recently done, or?
It's been
Yeah,
kind
a
of
couple
piecemealing
years.
some of the ambulance facility now has been annexed probably about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
But that
We'll have to look to see where these particular locations are on that list and see if they are inside or
I
outside that
probably
boundary.
needed it about right there after they annexed that, and it was done. And when we got problems, it's on
Just beyond
to
that.
the west.
Okay.
Roger Denton can give you those maps for.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Any questions from you guys?
No.
Okay.
Any more?
Well, once again, thank you for your support in the past. We appreciate it, and we'll be sending a letter to you guys to hopefully get into your 2021 budget.
Yeah.
So those will be beginning soon for you guys, I'm sure.
Okay. And we
Thank
may
you a
have,
lot for your leadership and what you guys do.
we
It's
may
done
have,
behind the scenes, but also
Yeah.
making a big difference.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank
if
you.
this COVID-19 thing is going on yet, we may have to just do it remotely and have you send in the budget and maybe FaceTime or something like that, because we don't know at that time, you know, if we're still doing this, we may resort to more remote
Right.
communications.
Electronic type things. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds
All
good.
right. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time. Have a good day.
You too. The next thing I've got, Pat, did you change the letter from,
I haven't received it by email yet, and she said Kaylee sent it as well. I sent her an email back. I don't know if she received my email.
I can just skip over that for now, should I, or? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I sent it and Candace tried to send it twice.
Any old or unfinished business? County councilor updates?
Well, I've got several things. One is, I guess the first would be the road agreement with K.S.A. That is here. It's entitled Road Use and Maintenance Agreement. It's we've talked about it for a while. It's been negotiated with K.S.A. So I recommend approval. It also needs to be approved by the townships, and those are they're meeting on a different schedule, of course.
Well, right
Pat,
off
I want to make
That's
a
not the
comment.
comment.
Go ahead, Jack.
So I keep hearing the last couple of weeks that K.S.A. is traveling on roads now and doing some damages. I just don't know what that is, and I don't think we don't have a road agreement. They're coming into the county on the roads anyway. I'm a little concerned about where the level of trust is here with this agreement. So I'm just telling you, I have heartburn about the fact that they're coming to the county now without permission and using heavy equipment. And I don't know what everybody else thinks about that, but quite frankly, I find it very disturbing.
I do too. It seemed like we've been dealing with, every time we have a representative, it's a different representative coming, be fault or no fault of their own. And we're told that, well, we didn't know we were traveling on the roads and it'll stop. And immediately the next day, I think there was one of the trucks stuck on the road. So, I mean,
There's a few different, if I can speak, please.
yeah, why don't you come on up? Sorry, I
So-
should have had you come up before.
There's, clearly there's been a couple instances that we've had situations where drivers have not adhered to what we've given them in document. I fired 3 drivers the Thursday before last due to them using the road that we weren't supposed to right next to our laydown yard in Jefferson. Soon afterwards, we had another outside truck driver that was just bringing us, a fiber reel from somewhere out from Houston, I think. That turned out he was using his GPS location rather than calling us. We're supposed to be 24 in 1, right? They give us a call and we give them exactly, we already make sure they have a map in their VOL, but then we physically and electronically have communication with them. Now we're meeting them out on the highway to come in now. So we've completely stayed away from.
So when did that change?
That was as of this week. That's what we started on Monday. Because I'm making Probst, my general contractor, literally meet these guys on the highway and escorting them in that way.
Because I mentioned that last week when we were talking about this, I mentioned that they're using their GPS to be routed in, and was assured that it was going to be taken care of. So,
right. And the other aspect that you brought up, multiple people have come through, right?
mm-hmm.
I'm here. I'm the construction manager over this type of project. I'm going to be the face that you guys are going to be dealing with. Development, when we get to this point, development hands it off to me. I'm the guy that builds it, right? I wanted to be here to talk to you guys and make sure you guys like have a face and have my number in my card, because I'm gonna be the one that's dealing with everything. I mean, I'm the one that's here to make sure you guys understand that I am here to do it. It needs to be done to keep in compliance and everybody happy.
What was the title of the gentleman that was here last week?
But somebody was here in your position, project manager last week, said the same thing.
Well, I'm
I
not.
don't even know if this road from Jefferson County into the project is even on the route map. So I'm just concerned we're not getting the full facts of this whole thing. And enter an agreement without having to take responsibility, it's a very concerning situation.
I'm taking full responsibility. That's what I'm here to let you guys know. I mean, I'm not allowing these, 4 mishaps that we've had go on any further. And I'm not sitting here just trying to blow smoke, fellas. Like,
what was the title of the gentleman?
That's what was said last week. So that's a different week and a different person.
What was the title of the gentleman that was here last week?
can you give me a name of who was here?
Mark.
Is it Mark
Mark Trump.
He's development. So he's the guy who does the early stage stuff before construction comes in. He wasn't able to be here because of our COVID-19 flight restrictions, right? He's down in Florida. I'm the guy that's going to be here for the next year, getting everything done and built. So,
but you guys are a $20 billion company, so the bureaucracy there is probably pretty. So it's easy to make, commitments to things and then walk away from it, and then there's somebody else there next.
That's why I'm here to show you me. I mean, I'm the one literally that's going to be here throughout the
Why haven't we seen you before?
Because I've been dealing with all the rest of the counties on getting my wind farm set up. I'm over the wind farm, the T-line, and the substation. Anything that has to do with any of this project is me.
Have you met with our road and bridge guy, Justin Snyder? So you're, okay, you've talked, okay.
Well, personally, I'd like to see us table this issue until they have repaired the roads that they have damaged at this point in time.
How much time have you seen with the damage? What is it? Quite a bit, Joe?
I haven't been out to Anderson. I can't remember your name. I told Mark was on his way a little bit ago to look. Cause that happened Thursday and Friday, and I've been in the office.
That may not be a bad idea, Commissioner Bauer. Let's back up, get things straightened up before we move forward.
The two townships don't approve for another week anyway. So if we push ours back for another week, we won't be setting the agreement back.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah. Not probably, that is true.
Jack, was that a motion to table?
I would make a motion to table till next week, and that give them time to repair these roads and stop the traffic.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to table it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's tabled. Thank you. Work with Joe and get this fixed, and we'll try to approve it next week.
Ready for today?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you say you had a card? Are you
Yes,
Spencer?
I will.
Did you spend
TJ. Situation so we don't get here.
Oh, that's fine. Well, it's.
You gentlemen helping as well?
Yes, I would.
Oh, I'll refer Joe to.
Just so we have an extra.
That was a good call.
I think so.
I think that was a good call, Commissioner Bauer. We gotta make sure that we get off on a little bit better start than what we've currently got, and that was a way to give them a message.
mind if I introduce someone?
Okay, moving on, Pat, are we ready for the Title VI requirements?
Yes. This is a directive for receipt of funds from any federal grant that the county have an anti-discrimination policy in place. This was the proposed or suggested, I should say, policy. It does require that you appoint a lead person to deal with the complaints, and that is suggested to be Jamie Madison, who's mentioned in there.
Should we have, instead of just Jamie Madison, HR on that third page back?
Well, it's the suggestion is to appoint an individual, not a position.
I see.
And so that's something that would need to be updated if the structure changed. I had the same thought, but that's the way it was phrased in the proposal.
All right.
Or the suggestion, I guess.
You see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. I think they wanted an individual, not an office, because that office could rotate and you could have different people in there without having a one figure in that. Jack, have you seen this or had a chance to review it?
You know, if it was sent, I'll look to see if anybody sent it to me today.
Yeah, I emailed it.
I do not have a copy.
Okay.
Did you get my email? I wonder if I'm having some trouble getting emails with the clerk's office.
Yeah, I have my emails in front of me, Pat. I don't see an email
Okay, well,
from you today.
that's the problem then.
Are you comfortable with us going ahead and passing that?
I am comfortable with it.
Okay. With that, if there's no more discussion, will somebody want to make a motion to accept the Title VI Civil Rights Plan?
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Question, I'll second it for that. I have
Okay.
a question. Are we supposed to be naming a person?
Yes, Jamie.
Part of the plan?
Jamie Madison is named in the document as the point person.
Okay, good, okay.
Does this have to be done today?
I can't answer that. This was Wes had. I don't think they can turn in their FEMA applications, not just for us, but for the sheriff's office. There's some
Grants.
grant.
If I was in your position, Jack, I would probably not be okay with signing off with you don't have the information in front of you. I don't.
Bill, I could abstain because I don't have it in front of me, but you too could. You have the majority vote if you want.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
Okay.
so I could abstain. So, or we can wait till next week. Whatever you guys think is most prudent. But it's been moved in second, so we
Yes.
gotta have something to table. We're gonna table it.
If you're comfortable with us going ahead and doing it, and Pat's already approved it, I would go ahead and call for a vote.
I'm very comfortable.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to accept. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. 2 and 1 abstention. Pat, did you have anything more?
Yes. We need to have, maybe this goes hand in hand with next era agreement, but we need to appoint an engineer to be the road engineer for the next era project. And we have talked with Cook, Flatt and Strobel about it, and they've agreed to do it. They are also representing other counties that are involved in the same project, so the ramp up time is pretty small for them. So they're representing Nemaha County, Jefferson County, Jackson County, not Jefferson, and Leavenworth counties already. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be done today, but we do have a proposed agreement with them for your consideration. If you want to put it off till next week when you take up the other agreement, you could. But under the terms of our agreement with NextEra, the cost of that of the engineering will be paid by NextEra. So, notwithstanding the fact that Cook, Flatt, and Strobel is representing us, and their duty is owed to us, NextEra will pay the cost of that. And I mean, there's good reasons for it, because their other choice is to get is to file an application for a permit for each time they want to move a vehicle, and that would be a lot more work, both for them and for us, and would be more expense for them to do that on a per trip basis rather than have one agreement that handled all of it. But this should be cost neutral to the county, unless you decide not to enter into any sort of agreement with NextEra. But then I don't think there would be much on the engineering side that they would have done. So,
being that they're going to be in the county for this, should we go ahead and have them help Joe out on some of his projects, so he can get started on the engineering firm?
That would be beyond the scope of this agreement, and that would be beyond the scope of what NextEra had agreed that they would reimburse us for.
I'm not saying have NextEra pay it, but I'm saying being they're here in the county doing the work, why couldn't they do a few of them other projects?
They have done. They've done a lot of work for us. They've done work on a lot of
ongoing
bridges, and we have ongoing work that they're doing. I think we have a good relationship with them, and I'm happy with their work. But
this is going to be separate since it's paid for by NextEra.
Yeah.
Jack, what do you think? You want to wait till next week and we pass that after we pass or?
I think that they should be probably passed together.
Okay.
And another thing, just to build up what Bill said, it's a separate issue, but they may be a good candidate for helping us with some engineering that we need to support our road and bridge projects.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make.
But I think they're two different, obviously they're two different issues.
Okay, so we'll table that till next week.
Okay. There was a letter that was requested by the Northeast Kansas Multi-County Health Department regarding the appointment of Lori Forgy as the local health official. I'm having some trouble with email. I don't know if it's that I am apparently not receiving emails, but there's a change that I would suggest here. So,
well, there's two different letters. One is, are you talking about the NEKES who was just here, or the NEK Multi-County Health?
It's a multi-county health department.
Okay, that's the first issue. Yes. Could we? Well, I guess we can't pass it until we actually have the document that we're.
Well, yeah, true.
They were asking us to basically acknowledge the appointment of Lori Forgy as the Atchison County Health Officer, which was done internally at NEK Multi-County Health. The vote of their board appointed her, but they're just wanting an acknowledgement for logistical reasons or for that way all their ducks are covered if there would be any question as to authenticity of the appointment. So how do we?
Well, maybe it'd be easiest if I just went over there and changed it.
I think it's pulled up. The letter itself is still up on my computer.
Okay.
Get you on there.
I'll be back in a jiff.
Okay, we will deal with the other part of that is Lori Forgy in her position as a local health official needs to be appointed to NEKES, the agency that was just here. At our regular scheduled meeting on March 17th, 2020, the Atchison County Board of Commissioners appointed Lori Forgy, registered nurse, to the Health Department for representative to the NEK Board of Directors. That's the wording of the letter. So is there any questions?
Do we have to deal with that after we deal with the other thing?
She's already been appointed. That the other one is
So we
just
can approve her
acknowledgement.
to do that and then approve that other later.
Just approve the acknowledgement. I don't think there's a problem with it. I don't think there's. Is there any question for appointment to NEKES?
I would make a motion to appoint her.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's
Do you have
moved and
something?
seconded. Any other questions? No? If not, I'll assume you're ready to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Pass 3-0. We also have a document from the United States Department of Commerce, which is the 2020 Initial Boundary Validation Program. This has to do with census. Do you have any knowledge of really what this is?
Roger brought it to me. It's in regards to the mapping that we have and the boundaries.
Okay.
And there's been no changes over
Okay.
the last year.
This is the mapping and verification for the Census Bureau information. Again, from Roger Denton's been taking care of this, and it would just say, I as the highest elected official here, verify that the boundary of our government unit is correct. Any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve me to sign this?
I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 3-0. Okay. Just wait a minute on Pat, or did you have anything else? Is there anything else in here? Oh, there's a couple more bookkeeping things here to do.
How can we collect taxes on Trinity Lutheran Church? Is that some of their apartment ground or something that?
It could be non-church endeavor, apartments, or if they could own.
I always thought even if they owned them, they was taxed.
They have to be used for an exempt purpose and have to be approved by the State Board of Tax Appeals. And if that purpose changes, then sometimes they become non-exempt.
Getting back to Mr. Namath's complaint, the road could need some attention, but it's not quite as bad as we were led to believe. Is that what you said?
I would say They're all as bad. They are all pretty bad. Okay, back to the letter from NEK Multi-County Health Department. This is just a letter approved and signed by us that is affirming the appointment of Lori Forgey as the Atchison County Health Department, as the local health officer. I don't think there's any problems with this. They have, the board of NEK Multi-County Health has approved, but just to have all of the approval authority, they're just using this to double check and not have any question about her authority, especially with the times the way they are right now with this virus. So,
I would vote to approve.
okay.
I'll second.
Yeah, I don't know if the word approve is to acknowledge, whatever the proper term is.
Okay.
I'll second the motion.
It's been approved. It's been made. A motion's been made and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Pass 3-0.
We'll let it to you, Michelle. Put the right word in there.
I've done a stutter step. Okay. Well, with that, is there any other business?
On that, the Title VI, since Jack did not vote for it, I'm gonna reprint the signature page so it will have Eric Knoll, Vice Chairman, sign instead of
Oh,
having
okay.
Jack sign, if that's okay.
Yeah. I can do that after the meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other business? With that, do I hear a motion to adjourn at 1:51?
I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.